Last night here on Fox 10 News, we showed you downtown residents who are concerned about their health because they believe the local coal industry is polluting their neighborhoods with coal dust.
Fox 10 News investigative reporter Kati Weis has been digging into this issue for months now. She's joining us with part 2 of her special report, Coal Uncovered. Kati, you put the citizens' coal dust concerns to the test.
That's right, Lenise. You can see I have the samples right here and here as well. We commissioned a study to see if coal dust truly is covering homes and communities across downtown Mobile. Here's what we found.
If you see what it's accumulating on a base layer, then what am I inhaling?
Sarah Bonensteel loves her downtown home in the Detente Square district. She's lived here for 8 years, but like many of her neighbors, Bonensteel is worried that what appears to be coal dust on her home could put her health at risk.
I was very curious to know if you guys could find an answer of what it is and what we can do to prevent it or alleviate the whole thing.
So, Fox 10 News Investigates hired McCrone Associates, a laboratory in Illinois, to test dust samples taken across downtown. We chose 5 locations. Detente Square. So you can see we've got quite a lot of black gook. The Convention Center. Just across the river is the Cooper Marine Coal Terminal. The Loda Entertainment District near Cathedral Square. The loose sample from this wall right here on the corner of Jackson and Dauphin Street. South Dearborn Street in the Church Street neighborhood. What we're going to do now with our fabric here, we're going to fold it up with the sample on the inside. And a home a block away from Council Traditional Elementary School. McCrone gave us strict instructions for collecting the dust samples. Then, following those instructions, we went to work. We taped them shut and shipped them off, and McCrone Associates senior researcher Scott Stoffler studied them.
All the samples were collected and packaged really nicely, as it turned out. And we looked at each one of them microscopically to identify the different components. All the samples had coal dust of different amounts.
The sample from the Convention Center consisted of up to 5% coal dust, and the sample from the Entertainment District was made up of up to 10% coal dust. The sample at Detente Square ranged between 10 to 20% coal dust, the same as the sample from South Dearborn Street. The sample taken from a home a block away from Council Elementary School, which is a magnet school for children across the city, contained approximately 30% coal dust.
These were interesting samples. Normally, I don't see quite this much coal dust in an outdoor sample.
Well, Dr. Lockwood, thank you again for your time. Dr. Alan Lockwood works with the Physicians for Social Responsibility, a nationwide organization that addresses health concerns in communities. He even wrote a book about the dangers of prolonged exposure to coal dust, calling the issue, quote, the silent epidemic.
You can link coal exposures to all 4 of the leading causes of death in the United States. Heart disease, cancer, respiratory diseases, and stroke.
Dr. Lockwood told me children are most at risk because their lungs are still developing.
And they're sensitive to toxins and exposure to toxins during development.
Tom and Tissa Lair live in the historic home on South Dearborn Street we sampled. The scientists found there were up to 20% of coal dust presence in your house.
20?
Yes.
Wow.
Is that shocking to you?
It is, because I knew there would be some percentage, but I didn't think it'd be that high.
I also went back to Bonensteel's home in Detente Square. It tested for up to 20% of coal dust in the sample.
Wow. I knew there had to have been some there, and the number is shocking.
The 2 coal terminals operating in the city are considered in compliance, according to the Alabama Department of Environmental Management, or ADEM. ADEM officials say that's because ADEM requires facilities to only minimize coal dust emissions, not completely prevent them.
Yes, we've been aware that you could find coal on surfaces nearby.
Ronald Gore is ADEM's Air Division chief.
And as a result of that, some years ago, probably 10 years ago, ADEM put out air quality monitors in the downtown area and ran them for at least a year, if not more, and found that the types of particles that were being emitted and the amounts of particles that were being emitted didn't violate any state or federal air quality standards. So we removed the monitor.
But he tells me the downtown air hasn't been monitored since.
Now, there are air quality monitors in Mobile, just not that near to downtown.
Jimmy Lyons, CEO of the Alabama Port Authority, a taxpayer-funded state agency which runs McDuffie Coal Terminal at the end of Virginia Street, had this to say about public health effects.
There's no evidence at all of any health issues related to this.
I know that Alabama is one of the few states in the country that doesn't have a disease registry. They only have a cancer registry, so there's no way to really tell the amount of respiratory or other diseases besides cancer that are in downtown or in Mobile County, for instance. So what evidence do you have that would show that there is no health concern here?
Well, the biggest evidence I can say is that we have currently 173 employees that work there, and we find no claims for respiratory illnesses from any of our employees.
Lyons reviewed our study. I asked him about the percentage of coal dust found in the sample taken near Council Elementary, which is located only about a mile from the McDuffie terminal.
Does it concern you that there are children who are breathing in this coal dust every day?
Well, I don't think they're breathing a lot of coal dust.
An attorney for the city of Mobile tells me the city has the legal authority to label coal dust a nuisance and could draft up an ordinance that would force coal terminals to prevent their nuisance from spreading to other properties. Some states have taken that action. In Southern California, coal terminals there are required to store coal dust piles in enclosed buildings. I showed Mobile's attorney, Doug Anderson, our study results.
Based on this report, there's an indication, there's a showing that there is some coal dust. Does it reach a level that is dangerous? I have no idea. Is it something the city should be concerned about? Absolutely, and that's why we have the regulations we do.
So if the city defines coal as a hazardous material, would you say that it could be a problem if there's hazardous materials covering people's homes?
It depends on the amount.
So with this study in mind that we did, do you think the city then should take the extra precautions to stop coal dust from leaving these facilities?
No. One, it's not needed. Two, I think it's too cost prohibitive.
Lyons agrees. He told me the Port Authority wouldn't have the money to build an enclosed structure over its coal piles.
Do you feel like you should help these citizens get the hazardous materials off their homes and out of their neighborhoods?
I disagree with the term hazardous material.
Even though coal dust is known to be carcinogenic?
Coal dust is known to be carcinogenic?
Yes.
I've not seen any evidence of that.
Because of its chemical makeup, it's known to cause cancer, respiratory diseases, heart problems, stroke, things of that nature, according to physicians.
Yeah. Well, we haven't seen it in our workers. You know, if anybody's going to have a problem, it's going to be the workers there.
So then you don't feel there's a need to help the communities that could be affected by your facility?
No.
Back on South Dearborn, Lair believes the coal terminals and the city should step up. He says no cost is too high to protect the some 600 children citywide who attend Council Magnet School and all of the children who live and play in the downtown community.
That's the future of this city and the country, the children, and to put them in that kind of box of contaminants is wrong.
Bone and Steel agrees. She wants her state and local representatives to make coal terminal regulation changes to protect her community.
No longer, especially now that we have the results and we have proof that this is what is affecting our neighborhoods, then yes, it definitely needs to be addressed.
I also sent a copy of our study to Mobile Mayor Sandy Stimpson's office, and I asked him for an interview a number of times, but so far the mayor has not been made available for us to speak with him about this issue. And I also reached out to the other coal terminal in town, Cooper Marine and Timberlands. A spokesperson for the company only said, quote, no comment. In the meantime, we have an interactive map posted for you on our website, fox10tv.com, so you can see exactly where we sampled in relation to the 2 coal facilities operating in Mobile. There you can click on a location to see its sample results. You can also click on either coal terminal to learn more about each facility. We'll continue to stay on top of this issue and keep you informed as any changes are made. Bob, Lanice.